Hi there, it's Cheryl Campbell from Cheryl Campbell Coaching. Sorry, I guess I have a bit of a frog in my throat. I wanted to get on here today, so it's Thursday evening, and tell you about my day. So today I spent the day with Sarah Hilton and Megan Jensen. Sarah from Employee Wellness Solutions and Sarah Hilton from Stressed Out Solutions, and we were at a workshop on mental health. And the people that we were speaking to were HRs, people in HR, and it was a fantastic day. So Mental Health Week is coming up. I've spoke about that in my videos before, and it's very, very near and dear to my heart. And I feel like cancer, many of us know someone or have personally been affected with some mental health issues. Statistics speaking, 1 in 4 people will suffer from mental health issues at some point in their life. And honestly, our world is really stressful, and we take a lot of burdens on, and sometimes we don't know how to handle them. But I wanted to talk about this today because there are some great resources out there. I believe that specifically there's a lot more that we can do. I know people personally that are on waiting lists to get help, and some of these people are young people. And when suicide is in their thoughts, I just feel like there's got to be something more we can be doing as a society, as a government, even as insurance providers. So currently my goal right now is I'm just putting it out there, but I am trying to work with these ladies, specifically Sarah with Stressed Out Solutions, to try to implement her program, which is a mental health program for corporations, so that it is in the workplace and helping people, consistently helping employees and employers so that they are not having to go on those disability claims. And what it's doing also is it's stopping the silence, it's breaking the stigma, and it's starting conversations. So back to what my overall goal is I feel like this would be an important piece to be in everyone's benefit package for those that do have benefits. I realize some people do not have group benefits. But for those insurers, so specifically speaking, we've got the big ones, Manulife, Sun Life, RBC. I really feel that the EAPs, the Employee Assistance Programs, they're not being utilized. One HR person said today that they know 2%, the overall usage is at 2% for those employee assisted programs. The reason being is that when you make that phone call and you're sharing your story, you don't even know who you're talking to. There's no personal connection. If we're already depleted, depressed, as it was noted today, depression is like this huge weight and heaviness on you. The last thing you want to do is tell your story to a complete stranger. So my overall goal is I would love to have something different implemented into insurance programs. I am an insurance advisor. I strongly believe in insurance. I think it's right up there with mandatory, unfortunately, car and home insurance, but life insurance should almost be mandatory, but that's a sidebar. So I really am trying to get help into the corporations via group benefit packages. That's my plug for today. I wanted to talk to you about that. So I'm just going to give you a few statistics about mental health and how important it is for employers and group and insurers to think about this. So 83% of employees believe they have a responsibility to self-identify if they have a mental illness. but only 31% felt that their direct supervisor would not be understanding or supportive if they did so. So the 31% felt that they wouldn't get the support they needed from their supervisor. 65% of managers, supervisors say that they could do their job more effectively if they found ways to more easily manage distressed workers. And that was brought up today as well. So I was in a room of 90 HR people, and that was one of the biggest things. Number one, if somebody does disclose that they are feeling vulnerable, that they are experiencing mental health issues, the HR person or the superiors do not know how to handle it. They do not know what to do for that person. They don't even know how to respond. And that's where we have to start talking about it. And we need to have resources in place. And we almost need to be educated on how to deal with these things. Also, another statistic, approximately 60% of managers/supervisors admitted that dealing with conflict is one of the most stressful parts of their job. So not only do we have employees coming to us with problems, the employees are upset now, the supervisors are finding that that is the most difficult part of their job. So things need to change. One of the other points that was made today is that one of the speakers was saying when she first got into this business of bringing mental health awareness into corporations and trying to help them with support, that was her overall goal, was to decrease the amount of people on disability claims, really help in those situations, but also help decrease the suicide rates. She admitted that unfortunately, and that was 10 years ago, unfortunately the suicide rates have increased. It is very, very, very disturbing. So if you can in any way help move this along, if you agree with me, I'd love to hear from you. If you feel that having something within your group benefit package that allowed you to have a mental health consultant at your disposal, and you would actually meet that mental health consultant, they actually came into your area of employment, if you feel that would benefit you. I think it's fantastic. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I think it's a place to start. The other thing I wanted to discuss was you've heard me talk about motivational maps. Now, the reason I had started this conversation with Sarah at Stressed Out Solutions was because I was feeling that we could use the motivational maps within her practice. Motivational maps give my clients an awareness of where they are at personally within their motivation levels. So maybe they are creators. They love to make changes. They love decorating. They love making flower arrangements, etc. And that's their number one motivator, but currently their motivator is out of 5. Numbers speak. So 5 out of 10, what can we do about that? Well, maybe their employment, there's nothing creative about their job. So they need to find a hobby that allows them to engage in the motivation and really increase that so they have a more fulfilled life, so that they become happier and feel more valued within their life. Again, with mental health issues or mental illness, there are reasons why we are feeling blue or feeling distraught. And a lot of times it is because our own needs are not getting met. So first of all, we need to know what those needs are and then work at helping them to increase our numbers as in our level of satisfaction. So if you are at all interested in doing a motivational map, I suggest you either go on my website, www.cherylcampbell.ca, and check it out. There is a mock map there so you can see what you get. but contact me, private message me, and I would love to send you a map. It's an amazing tool. We can do a debrief and you will go through the process to understand why you may be feeling this way, and we can put some practices in place so that you can feel elevated and increase your vibrations. So that is my talk for tonight, and I hope it wasn't just spewed out and you understood a little bit about it. But number one, mental health is important. Learning how to discuss mental health with people is important. One thing that was a great tip today, if you go into work tomorrow and you start a conversation with someone, one thing is like, "Hi Cheryl, how are you feeling today?" And maybe I say, "Great." On a level of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? And you know what? Maybe I had a bad night and I say, "You know what? I'm at a 4. Well, what I learned today is you don't have to say, "Oh gosh, well, what can I do?" You just have to say, "Well, thank you, Cheryl. Thanks for sharing." And you walk away or you leave that conversation. But you know, if I said I was at a 4, you may check back with me in a couple hours and see how I'm feeling. You may check back with me the next day and hope that my level has raised. It just gives you an awareness of how people are and keeping tabs on them, so to speak. Being engaged with them, caring about them, showing you're interested. Because I truly believe we all care about each other. We just really need to know and learn how to verbalize that in a way that doesn't cross any lines with our relationship, especially if it's a work relationship. But again, if you have any comments, I would love to hear them. Please contact me, private message me. Like I said, email me. I would love to hear from you. Thank you and have a great night.